Ever wondered where's the best place to live in the UK? Wonder no more, because I'm going to be revealing Move IQ's top locations for 2024. Now, whether you're renting or buying, the one thing you need, wherever you choose to move, is Phil Spencer's property report. This gives you the lowdown on any UK home. Vital info on the property itself, like broadband speeds, boundaries, and its history, plus area intel on transport links, schools, planning, and crime rates. There's a link with this episode. Just type in the postcode and get yours instantly. So, here's our top picks of city locations for 2024. I'm going to be giving you the highlights plus what the locals say are the downsides, along with average house prices and salaries. Let's go. One of our big faves is Brighton. Nicknamed London by the Sea, this is a vibrant city with great nightlife and a fantastic beach. There's something for everyone, whether you're a student, a young professional, or a family. It's also home to one of the UK's largest LGBTQ+ communities. The sunsets over the sea won't disappoint, and this Sussex town even has its own fringe festival. What's not to like? Well, you won't be surprised to learn affordability is not Brighton's strong point. The average house price is £516,000, with even flats averaging at £313,500. Oh, and good luck getting a parking space. Next, to Bristol, which is quickly becoming one of the UK's most sought-after cities. And no wonder. You've got the glorious West Country on your doorstep, top surfing, buzzy city life and iconic nightlife, plus some stunning architecture and landmarks like the amazing Clifton Suspension Bridge. But with the average rent at £1,500 a month and house prices averaging nearly £390,000, it's by no means the cheapest place to live. However, the average salary is among the highest on our list at £35,000. Or how about Manchester, the UK's second city? With two world-famous football teams and an equally famous music scene, this vibey city is home to one of the largest universities in the UK. More international restaurants than even the most dedicated foodie could ever get through, and nightclubs galore. Salaries here average at £31,000, with rents around £1,350, and house prices at a fraction under £294,000. But you do need to choose your location carefully. Crime rates are high in some parts, and as for the reputation that it's always raining in Manchester, the rainfall charts will tell you that's not entirely undeserved. Wet weather and crime hotspots are the downsides of another one of our top picks, Liverpool. Nevertheless, it's a fun and friendly city with a lot more to it than its famous football club. One of the big draws is its affordability. Rents average at £825 a month, and houses come in at £211,000. Now, to one of my personal favourites, Edinburgh. Scotland's cosmopolitan capital manages to be both picturesque and lively. It's a seaside town that boasts beauty and buzz. It's the cultural heart of Scotland, famous for the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, and has great opportunities both education and career-wise. In fact, the average salary here is a very respectable £34,000. However, it's a small city and can get super busy with tourists, and that popularity tends to bump up the price of eating out, as well as property, with homes averaging at £335,000. Edinburgh's traditional rival, Glasgow, scores far better on the affordability scale, with a typical salary at £32,000, but housing averaging at £208,500. with rents at £1,100 per calendar month. But Glasgow has more to it than pocket-friendly property prices. Architecturally and culturally, it's home to some gems. Whether you want to shop, eat, enjoy a night out, or appreciate its rich heritage, Glasgow ticks a lot of boxes, if you can put up with the Scottish weather. Let's scoot over to Wales now and Cardiff. Here you can find waterfront flats on Cardiff Bay, busy nightlife, world-class sports and music in the famous stadium, plus the benefit of living near miles of matchless countryside, like the Brecon Beacons. It's pretty affordable too, with property prices averaging at £292,500, rents at £1,250 a month, and annual salaries around the 30k mark. But it's not noted for its transport connections to the rest of the UK. Cardiff is a city that's best suited to residents who are Wales-focused rather than commuters. It's a different story in glorious Oxford, that city of dreaming spires that's centred around its world-famous centuries-old university and beautiful golden stone buildings. It's a remarkably walkable city filled with cosy cafes, picturesque streets, and quintessential English architecture. Really good road and rail links make it a great city for commuting, but that also means that property is almost double the UK average, at getting on for £600,000. Rents are a hefty £2,300 a month, which is chunky even with the average Oxford salary of 35k. And it teems with tourists during the summer months, while the traffic can be frustratingly slow at any time of the year. Now, while it's true that Birmingham doesn't have the same Instagram appeal as Oxford, it does have more miles of canals than Venice. The Midlands' premier city boasts a booming economy, great nightlife and leisure activities. Property prices average at £269,000 here, with rents at £1,250 a month. If you're looking for affordable, have you ever considered Belfast? This small, friendly city with the stunning Northern Irish countryside and coast on the doorstep is among the least expensive in the UK. While the typical annual salary is 30k, the average property goes for £229,000, with rents at £950 a month. Also scoring pretty well on the affordability scale is Leeds, the largest city in Yorkshire and home to some of the most extensive retailing outside of the capital. As it's home to 3 universities, the nightlife can be counted on to be non-stop too. Although the traffic can be painful, most things are within walking distance or well connected by public transport. But being within easy reach of London is important too, so many people think that Reading makes it onto our top cities list. Affordability is not the attraction here. Properties typically go for over £431,000, and rents are a toppy £1,750 a month. But even that is considerably cheaper than living in the capital. And with London just 30 minutes away by rail, it's popular with commuters looking for a bit of space to raise a family. And finally, I couldn't go without mentioning London. Yes, it's super expensive. The average house price is a whopping £769,222. Typically, monthly rent has nudged over the £3,000 mark. Even average annual salaries of 40k, significantly higher than elsewhere in the UK, doesn't make this affordable. It's crowded and thronged with tourists and traffic. But it's London, one of the most iconic cities in the world, whether you're a history fan, cultural buff, party animal, or keen foodie. It's lively and multicultural, modern and historic, has soaring architecture and acres of city centre green space. There's simply nowhere else that feels more connected to the rest of the world. If I've inspired you to look afresh at just some of the UK's incredible places to live, stay with us because we've got plenty more coming. See you next time.